Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Bethany here. And today I'm going to talk about one of the most commonly asked questions that I get. And it's, how do you do it? If you don't know, I have 5 kids, 3 dogs, and an amazing husband that can sometimes be difficult. And I'm going to talk about just simple ways that have helped me through my motherhood journey. So some of these tips that I'm going to share with you today are not all of mine. Majority of them are things that I have come up with, and some of them are advice that I've gotten from moms that have been in the motherhood journey a lot longer than me. Some of them have adult kids and they have shared advice with me, things that have worked with them, and I have taken that and implemented that into my own life. Lots of coffee. That's one of my biggest motherhood tips. I probably drink sometimes 5 cups a day, but today this is cup 3. So once you become a parent, life changes drastically. And sometimes it can be easy to still be stuck in, your set ways, and things change. And I truly believe kids need consistency and structure for sure, but also they can adapt to your life too. My mom always told me one of her big tips was make your kids be able to nap anywhere, in the stroller, in the car seat, on the go. And I have memories of my parents always having me on the go. And so that's one thing I tried to do in early motherhood when my kids were little, is just bring them with me and be adaptable. And they slept in the stroller and they took naps at other people's homes, and we could go to friend's house for dinner and put them down in the pack and play, and they would adapt. They didn't need this long, drawn-out bedtime routine in their own bed with their sound machine and their special light. And, they all had a blanket or a pacifier, but we just were able to bring them where we went. So I tell people, and I joke, I say, I own my kids until they're 18 years old. Now, again, there's a balance to that. Kids do need structure and consistency, but know that your kids are very adaptable and you can still do fun things and bring your kids along, and it's going to make them easygoing and adaptable adults. So another tip I have for you guys is understand that it's probably just a phase. This is hard, but another thing that my mom always told me, and I think in early stages of being a mom, I was kind of like, oh yeah, I'm sure. And now my oldest turns 9 next week. And I've just really realized that it's probably just a phase. The colicky, the crying, the not sleeping through the night, the growing pains, the tantrums, it's not going to last forever. Even though it seems in the moment like it probably will, it's just a phase. So I tell myself that often, and still to this day, I tell myself it's probably just a phase. Another really important tip that I have for you is you need community. We need community in life for everything. And in the fitness community, I tell people, if you have a friend that you work out with, you're probably not going to miss as many workouts. Community is so important, but community is so important in motherhood. When I got pregnant with our first, Jackson, my mom lived in Southern California, and she told me, you need to get involved in a MOPS. And MOPS is like this mom group. It's called Mothers of Preschoolers. And I took her advice, and Jackson was 12 days old, and I walked into the local MOPS group, and I still remember I was greeted by my friend, who's still my good friend today, and she gave me a huge hug and welcomed me, and I met some of the most amazing moms who I truly don't think I could have survived early stages of motherhood without them. They saved my life. It's just so much easier when you can call someone who's going through the same stages of life with you and say, hey, is this normal? Hey, this is what I'm going through. Can you pray for me? Can I get some advice? And it's really cool to have that. So community is another really important tip. Hey, you guys, if you haven't done so yet, now would be a good time to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. Also, this channel here is community. So I want to know in the comments what your biggest mom tip is. I'm still learning. I love learning from you guys, and I'm sure we can all learn from each other. So leave your biggest mom tips in the comments below. So another tip I have for you is to plan ahead. This is the only way I get through life right now, is planning ahead. And again, I can be adaptable and change and go with the flow, but having a plan really helps. So planning ahead includes things as simple as packing the kids' lunches, for the most part, packing as much as I can of their lunches the night before, setting the coffee pot for the morning, laying out the kids' clothes for the morning, packing their karate clothes. So when I pick them up from school, we go straight to karate, putting all their school events and school things down on the calendar the week before, for the month. Planning ahead is so, so important and so helpful, especially with 5 kids. So another tip is every kid is so different. I learned this early on. My oldest is so different from my second-born. My second-born is so different from my third-born, and so on. They're all so different. They each have their unique personalities. One form of discipline may work for one child and may not work at all for the next. So realize sometimes, you can think, oh, I'm an expert. I've been through this. This is going to be my third child, and it's all new. It's so different. But realizing that kind of makes it easier. You just try things and find what works for that kid and for you and your family. So this also is helpful to know when, you have one mom who's saying, you have to sleep train like this. It's the only way to work. It's without fail, or potty training. This is the only way to do it, and it's going to work. Well, it might not work for your child, and that's okay. But you have to find what works for you, your child, and your family. So this is a tip that I got from several moms that I really look up to and admire that are older than me. They have adult children. So they've been through all stages of motherhood and parenting, and they have told me, keep your kids busy. Busy kids don't have time to get in trouble. And I use this now because if my kids aren't busy, they just want to play video games all the time. So we keep them busy with extracurricular activities. And right now in these times, it's kind of hard, but we have them in karate. They're in Awanas. They do Spanish club after school. Pretty much anything that they are interested in, I say yes to. Any extracurricular activities, we're always on the go, and it's exhausting. And sometimes I would much rather be home or just not have to drive them all around town, but it's going to pay off in the long run. Busy kids don't have time to get in trouble. Here's something that I love. Family dinners must be a priority. I've had people say, just wait until your kids get older and they get busier with sports. You're not going to have time for family dinners. Well, I'm going to tell you that I will have time for family dinners because it's a priority to me. John is in law enforcement, so our schedule's crazy. Sometimes we eat dinner at 9 a.m. and it's family breakfast, family lunch, family dinner. It doesn't have to be traditional family dinner at 6 p.m. It's just sitting down as a family, talking about our day, asking how our kids are doing, how school's going, asking specific questions, but all being together as a family around the table is just something that I think is really important. And we plan to keep that up through all stages, and even when our kids get older. I understand that this might not happen every night as they get busier. It might not be all 7 of us at the dinner table, but we're going to do what we can to get as much time, quality time as possible, and us sitting down as a family together. So my final mom hack for you today is take time for yourself. This is so important because you matter, you are important, and you can't pour from an empty cup. So take time for yourself, whether that be waking up before the kids to get that 30 minutes of quiet time in before they wake up, or 20 minutes during nap time to get in a quick workout. It's very important. And again, you matter. Also, if you are married...
Or 2 minutes with your husband.
That's important too. If you're married, schedule out regular date nights. And I know sometimes that this can be a sacrifice if you don't have family or free babysitting, free childcare near you, but it's a priority. It's something that needs to be worked into your budget. Plan for a babysitter at least once a month. But my goal is to make it once a week. You guys, oh my gosh. I'm going to go get another cup of coffee. Tune in next week, you guys, for more videos. And again, don't forget to comment your biggest mom tip here.
Guys, I just want to show you that, yeah, just look, hold on.
This is real mom life here.
Why didn't you pick up the living room
Me?
before you filmed your video?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,